Is the Ryzen 5600G still relevant in 2023? Well, let's find out. This CPU comes with 6 cores and 12 threads and has a base clock of 3.9 GHz and a boost clock of 4.4 GHz. If you're not overclocking, you can use the stock cooler just fine, which will save you a little bit of money on a build like this. The most intriguing part of this CPU is that it has the built-in graphics, Radeon graphics, that are better than just your run-of-the-mill integrated graphics and CPUs these days. However, being it come out in 2021, it will not run some of the most latest games with these graphics. Call of Duty used to could run in the original Warzone, but now with Warzone 2.0, it's a struggle and I never could get it to launch. We took this CPU and put it in a B450 motherboard with 16 gigabytes of RAM and an SSD hard drive. All in all, this build cost us around $330. We got lucky and found the Ryzen 5600G on sale on Amazon for $100. That's not always the case. You're just going to have to look for it and find a sale. The Ryzen 5600G definitely shines more in games like Valorant and Overwatch that don't require a super powerful GPU. In Valorant at 1080p, we put all the settings on low to get as close as possible to that 144 FPS mark that we look for on most of these 144 Hz gaming monitors. In this team deathmatch, we got around 140. It dropped some below that, and it went up as high as like 160. So if you wanted to cap the FPS at around 144, I don't think you would be disappointed at all. It was super smooth. And if you bump the settings all the way up to high, it still didn't get below 120 very much. On Overwatch, we went like medium to high settings, and we were able to get 60 to 70 FPS that was very smooth and playable here at 1080p. If you wanted to go to low settings, you could probably squeeze a little bit more FPS out of this bad boy. And the best part about this is that the latency was pretty solid to where you're not going to have a lot of lag or misrepresentation of your movements from keyboard to computer screen. Where the 5600G starts to struggle a little bit is games like Fortnite and GTA 5. They need a little bit better GPU just to get you started. In GTA 5 at 1080p in the like low to medium settings, we got anywhere from like 50 to 60 FPS. It did jump up to the 70 sometimes, but that wasn't where it stayed. It was more around a solid 60 FPS. In Fortnite at 1080p on performance settings with the view distance on epic and everything else on low, we were able to get somewhere around 80 to 90 FPS most of the time. You would definitely want to cap this so that it wouldn't just keep jumping all over the place, because the latency numbers got a little high when it was jumping really high up and it hit 100 a couple times. This is about the extent of the 5600G because we tried it in a few other games and it did not go so well. We tried Apex Legends at 1080p and we only got around 30 FPS, which is not an ideal playing experience at all. You could probably drop it down to 720p, but you're not looking at a whole lot of bump there, so you're definitely going to want a GPU for this game. And just for kicks and giggles, we tried Hogwarts Legacy at the lowest settings possible at 1080p and we got barely 30 FPS, if you'd even call it that. We ran the built-in benchmark on Red Dead Redemption 2, again at 1080p, and we got an average FPS of like 17, so not really a playable experience at all. So for games like Valorant, Fortnite, Overwatch, even probably CSGO would be just fine. This is definitely playable. And if this is all you want for a brand new system, you can always throw a graphics card in there later and drastically shoot up your FPS numbers. Let me know down in the comments how you think this build performs in 2023, and then go watch this video.